Hello my friends, welcome back to our blind Let's Play Ace Attorney Justice for All, the second Phoenix Wright game in Ace Attorney trilogy. My name is FlightlessBird, this is your story-based gaming channel, and we are stuck on a question here and I don't know how to answer. Now, just to let you guys know, I did not look up anything online and I have not seen any comments about our last video. So basically, I have no idea besides a fresh night of sleep to combat this problem, and hopefully that fresh night of sleep will allow us to combat this problem, because one was a victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murder itself. So the question is, who is the murderer the clown saw? And I have tried answering. I believe it was Bat, Acro. Did I answer Acro yet? I mean, that would make the most sense, right? If the murderer was Acro, shouldn't Acro be the one who did it? But how did Acro drop the thing and at the same time? Well, what if it's not about Acro being the murderer the clown saw? What if Acro was the one who manipulated the situation to allow the murder to happen? Alright, fresh night of sleep. Here goes nothing. What is this supposed to mean? Yes, what is this supposed to mean? Do you mind explaining that to me as well? You're getting barraged with questions, Nick. Why is that? It's because you're on the wrong track. Okay, I guess fresh night of sleep did not help. So, is the answer the obvious answer, which is Max? No, it's not Max either. Well, we haven't seen the game over screen yet, so let's check it out. Well, that's enough. Now, this court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Billy Bob John Winkle Mango Smith, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright, well obviously that's what we don't want. Man, that's rough though. They're giving us like 3 hits on that. What is the answer to this question? I'm gonna go ahead and drop into the saves, that way if we have to load again, we're skipping as low as possible. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Was it the monkey? Nope, it was not the monkey. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. It was the monkey! No, that doesn't make any sense. Who was the murderer? Could it have been Ben, since he's a puppeteer? No, it's not Ben. I'm running out of solutions. Mo? No, it's not Mo. Could have been the ringmaster himself? No, it's not the ringmaster himself. I'm running out of people to select here. What is the solution to this question? Because I'm pretty sure I've selected everyone, haven't I? Have I selected Bat? Yeah, I've selected Bat. And I've selected Acro. And I've selected Mo. I've selected Russell. I'm pretty sure I selected Regina. We'll just click her again just to make sure. Okay, so I've selected Regina. So I have selected every single person. Except, you know, Francisca, Gumshoe, and Maya. Obviously, it's not gonna be one of those 3. So it's gotta be a piece of evidence. Could it be the bust? He saw Max's butt. Oh. He dropped the bust on him. And then when he was raising it back up, the bust had the cloak and everything on him. That's why it looks so much like Max. It looks so much like Max because it is basically Max. Okay, the pieces are starting to click. It's like my brain is thinking ahead of my brain. That doesn't make any sense. I hope you all having a wonderful day today, by the way. I asked, who was the other person most saw on the scene? That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Oh, the dots. Most said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is it possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette you saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards in the bust's hands. You idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Now just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree?
So he caught me.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright.
Isn't the answer just, you know, Acro himself?
Who put the cloak on the bust?
I mean, it's just Acro, right? I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Did the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then, how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well... Furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak onto the bust, I wonder? Because this person was not spotted at the scene. I'm sorry, why did I just lose health? When she's so nice about telling me I'm wrong, it hurts even more. Ow! The famous Red Karma character whip approach.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright.
Who put, wait, so that was not the right answer? It was not Acro? Bat? Bat's in a coma. It's not Bat. Oh man, this stinks having so little help points. Who put the cloak on the bust? Regina? It's not Regina. Oh. Who put the... I mean, I was just thinking it had to have been Acro. I mean, it makes the most logical sense. So this... Could this have been the monkey? No. It's not the monkey. Who put the cloak on the bust? Was it Barry himself? Oh, I got something new. Fool! Him?
You are saying it was the victim itself, Russell Berry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why I'm saying it yet, but... I mean, there's not a lot of people attached to the crime. I mean, we kind of ruled out Mo having any criminal intent. We know Bat's in a coma. We know Max probably didn't do it. So the number of suspects here is either Regina, Russell, or Acro. So I mean, he's the only one left I could have chose. I mean the victim, place a cloak on the bust. Well, place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Well then, what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. I'm glad he is, because I'm not. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Akko used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Yes, we got that. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Akko took his chance and released the rope. Okay, that doesn't answer how he has... Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim. Okay. Ow. Huh? Wait, what? How does that happen? How does that happen though? You just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust threw the victim... Oh wait, the impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Akko naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Oh, the dots! Oh, the dots. Oh, the dots! So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Akko, could only have been you. He's so calm. Oh, the dots. Akko's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. Ha ha, end of the rope. Ah ha. Okay, so I mentioned last video how it seemed so contrived, and then it made sense. And I was like, okay, I really wish I hadn't said that, because it actually does make sense how everything could have happened. This part is a little bit more of a stretch. And the reason I say it's more of a stretch is because normally when you put on a cloak, you tie the cloak like around your neck or something, so that way the cloak doesn't fall off. Otherwise, when you walk, your cloak is just, going to hit the ground. So how is it that the cloak magically, even, I mean, if something really heavy was hitting someone's head, the force of the blow could cause the cloak to come up and entangle itself into the bust. I understand that's a possibility that could theoretically happen. It's just, it's kind of stretching the plausibility a bit, though. In the last video, I said something about plausibility, but I mean, this is really, in my opinion, stretching that plausibility. I just, well, let's continue to play it out, and maybe in 5 minutes I'll come back to say, wow, I was dumb again. This game's smarter than me, because this game is smarter than me apparently. But so what now? You grace us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Oh, that's evidence.
In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Well, technically, your whip is an affront to this court case. But anyway, can we leave out her whip next time?
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder weapon or murder method. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam. What's the contradiction?
Well, that's no talk amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to your court that backs your claims.
I have no idea what the evidence is.
I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
What is the hard proof? Okay, let's think about this from a elimination idea. We've already used this, so we eliminate this. We've already used this, I think. I don't know if we've used this. You see, around his cloak, he's got that gold, like, chain. See, that's what's holding the cloaking on, you know? I still don't understand what the pepper is for. Like, this thing has... I have no idea what the pepper is. Could it be the thing that I said in the previous, I don't know which episode it was, but it could it be something I said a long time ago? And that is that it was a black cloak, but his cloak isn't black? Could this be the contradiction, and therefore the cloak didn't magically fall on the ringmaster's head? He actually used a different cloak? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that I actually caught something from that long ago, is there? The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the red roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw Feinstein was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Oh! Okay. I'm not as smart as I think I am. Nope. I'm not as smart as I think I am. I thought I had it, but the funny thing is, even though I'm wrong, I'm still right, because the evidence is still something that matches up to what happened. That doesn't make... Okay, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. It's just like, it's one of those things where I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, that's something that I didn't realize, but apparently it's a thing that actually works. I forget who said it, but someone said, maybe it was Green River, I'm not too sure, but someone said a while ago that presenting the wrong piece of evidence but still being right is just part of an Ace Attorney game, because you're thinking one thing but in actuality it's something else, and you don't realize it's something else until you actually do it. So I think that's basically what happens here. Is yes, I got it wrong, but I end up still getting it right. Oh yes, it was Green River. Okay, so in part 19, the episode called Mo, he says, at 3630, getting things right for the wrong reasons is classic Ace Attorney. Yep. Classic Ace Attorney.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one. But what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction.
Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. Well, doesn't that prove that... Oh, okay. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Oh, the cloak is backwards. Ah. Do you get it yet? If the cloak snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the backside of the bust. Nice. Very, 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 very nice. Although, like I said, it's still not too plausible to think that the cloak would have just flown off. But I mean, not every case is going to be absolutely perfect, right? And just because it's not plausible doesn't mean it's impossible. And I think that's a key distinction you need to make in games sometimes, is especially detective games. You can think of something like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Well, it's not if it doesn't make sense. It's, could this have actually happened? Yes, the chance of it happening may not be huge, but it still could have happened, right?
Order, I say order! Oh, the debts. Oh, this is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Oh, the finger-waving dots. Oh, the bird dots. Well, so much for that theory. This guy is so cool under pressure. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then we will understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Ah, this is the lion. This is where I was going yesterday. I've been saying we haven't got to the motive yet. Anyone with a relation to the circus is well aware of this. Oh, the exclamative dots. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Well, you know what's weird is this is a weird thing about this series is the defendant seems to have a measure of being guilty before innocent. And in an actual court case, you wouldn't need to do all of this. In an actual court case, you just need to present that there's reasonable doubt that the person didn't do it, because it's the prosecution job to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that the person did it. But in this game series, it's flipped on its head. We have to prove the defendant definitely didn't do it in order for him to be found not guilty, which makes it harder for us, but it also makes the game a lot more fun, in my opinion. Because if we just had to cast a shadow of doubt, none of this would matter. Because we're really like, oh yeah, that guy's not guilty, and the person who did it, they never get brought to justice. So this feels like it completes the case better when we can show not only did our person not do it, but we know who did it, and this is why they did it, and it punctuates, the case with a very strong period, defining this is the end of the case, once and for all. So I really like that, and it really is annoying at the same time.
Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Aqua's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
What do we do? There's no doubting that Aqua deeply respected the ringmaster. Aqua's motive.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingley's testimony after recess.
Hold the dots.
This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Wow, another break. So apparently there's a lot more to this case than I thought there was. Because, the fact that we haven't even gotten into the final part of the case is pretty amazing. I say we go for another... Let's go until we get back into the courtroom. And yes, that may mean that this video... Well, let's go a little bit into the courtroom, and then let's go up until, the first cross-examination. And then we'll probably stop there. Let's see how much time we have. December 30th, 2:17 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 5.
I can't believe it! Acro?
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is! And to think, he has always been the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus! Am I that hatred?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did?
Psst, psst.
But, I'm nothing but a little nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Hey, pal?
Hi, Gumshoe.
You gonna ignore me after I went through all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Ah, Detective Gumshoe.
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, Detective. We love you, buddy. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We got some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, Detective?
Oh, the ducks.
Ho. Well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it?
Well, here you go.
That looks familiar. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yup, and I've included the forensic results. You can take a look at it later.
Won't Mr. Comer be mad that you're doing this?
Well, the dots. Well, that's why this is all a secret, hush like.
Huh?
Well, look, details are on a need-to-know basis. We're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up till now has gone according to our plan.
What? How? Are you serious?
I don't know. Mr. Karma doesn't seem in control of things in there just now. Well, you'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. Well, that reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. Well, that's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. I don't like the sound of that. What do you mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, and one more thing. Don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? Aw, you see, it's still loved. Maybe. 7:30 at 2:27 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
My court is now back in session. Mr. Karma, will you please continue from where you left off?
I'd like to continue with Echo's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Echo would have to commit the crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling,
Yes, Your Honor.
will you please proceed with your testimony?
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
All the dots.
About the Ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
You're such a thoughtful young man.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Echo would kill the man he had held in such high esteem.
You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no reason for a cross-examination, is there?
Actually, well, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Echo kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness.
You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I.
What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Echo?
I was 8 years old and my brother was 4.
Your parents were very cruel, weren't they?
Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus.
The exhibit of duds.
Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed.
He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like.
Oh!
No crying in court. There's no crying in baseball. Let's keep going.
The witness may proceed with his testimony.
That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had.
What about other people at the circus?
This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile.
What a beautiful story.
That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him.
Nick, Isn't Echo such a wonderful person?
Yeah, if he didn't murder someone. I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes it so difficult.
So then how long have you been a performer?
I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dingleberries. Oh my goodness. That name. It's nearly a household name.
I've even had them in Germany.
You liar. The point is that I want to be of some use to the circus.
You are truly a remarkable young man.
The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father.
Huh.
I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow!
How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you ask some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of the witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard.
Ow! 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 Ow!
No matter how hard you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life.
And she's done.
Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them.
I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk.
I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is purely unlikely.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Can you provide an explanation as to why Akko would want the ringmaster dead?
Yes, I can. Now that I've come this far, there's no way I could answer no, I can't.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Very well then, please enlighten the court. Let's see some evidence that proves Akko's motive for killing ringmaster.
It's his brother.
Let me just go over that one more time. This is why Akko killed the ringmaster?
That is correct.
I don't think the defense would mind confirming something for me. What exactly are we supposed to learn from this piece of evidence?
What are you supposed to learn?
Looks like you just won the award for biggest failure in court. Ouch, biggest failure in court. That stings.
In recognition, Your Honor, let me bestow upon you my special prize.
Really? 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 Oh boy. How about the, how about the lion? Same dialogue? Same dialogue? Same dialogue? Alright, well, you know, taking a night to refresh my memory helped a lot. I'm gonna do it again because, yeah, we're going on about 40 minutes, and I can only imagine we'll complete the case tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here. And even though I've recorded a few episodes of this in a row, I'm probably going to I don't know. I don't know when this next recording will be up. But don't worry, when the next recording is up, I plan on going as long as it takes to complete the case. So come join us next time when we finally get to the bottom of this question, because at the moment I can't seem to figure it out. But, you know, I haven't tried too much. Let's see what happens if we say I can't provide one just before we leave. All the dots. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
What?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow!
Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so full-heartedly foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against a witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russellberry Ringmaster.
If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? Oh, I think that was the actual answer. He wasn't... My light bulb just went off. That's the answer. That's the reason. Oh, I understand now. I understand. I totally understand what's going on. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is... I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I so get this. I don't want to say anything because if you don't understand it, I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to think about it for a bit. But this fits. This fits exactly with what I'm thinking in my brain. So I'm going to start the next episode by saying exactly what I'm thinking right now because I think I know why he killed the Ringmaster. And it is because of this reason right here. He never planned to kill the Ringmaster at all. He planned to kill someone else. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, this case is good. Except for the little thing about the cloak getting snagged on the bus. Except for that, this case has been really, really, really good. And I am enjoying myself. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Stay tuned for next time when we finish this case. And God, so it makes so much sense. It's just all coming together. Oh, this game, when this game has all the pieces fall in place, and then you realize what happened, it's so good. It is such a great feeling. All right, you guys, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.